Flav City family, what is up? It is Art and Bobby back in the kitchen for a big time requested video about prepared protein drinks. I'm not exaggerating. Probably in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten at least a dozen emails asking me for the best Bobby approved protein drink. And it's funny because we did a protein powder review last year that was very popular. So I guess this makes sense because all the work is done for you. You can grab and go and drink it after a workout, which is actually ideal. You want to have protein 30 to 45 minutes at the most after a workout so it's really absorbed into your body. The bad news is a lot of these drinks, whether they're dairy-based or plant-based, we're going to go over both, have really shoddy ingredients in there. So I'm going to teach you what to look for in terms of the quality of the dairy, the other ingredients and the quality of the protein, and the quality of the plant-based protein too. There are some that really stand above the others and some very popular ones which I would stay away. Before we get rocking and rolling on the protein drink review, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, share, all of those things are gravy, but to make sure you don't miss a video or the 3 live streams where we make a recipe from start to finish every single week, push the bell icon right below this video and enable all notifications. Make sure notifications on your device are enabled from YouTube. That way you get a push as soon as we go live. So let's start with the dairy-based protein drinks, and probably the one I see the most commercials for on TV, which would be Premier Protein. So I will give them props because with Premier Protein, it does have 30 grams of protein, but the devil's in the details, my friend. Now, I do not like to see all these ingredients here, but let's see what's going on. So we have the milk protein. Now, strike number one is anytime we're dealing with a dairy-based protein drink, I really want it to be organic or grass-fed. This is not. I'll go into that in a minute. They're using an oil, kind of like as an emulsifier here. They're using high oleic sunflower oil. It doesn't say expeller pressed, so that's not ideal, but I could forgive them, but I can't forgive them for this. There's natural and artificial flavors here. Artificial flavors are brutal, you guys. And we keep scrolling down here. We see the really bad ingredient of carrageenan. I'll talk about that in a second. Like I said, probably the only plus here is 30 grams of protein, but this is something I would not drink. Why? Because when you're going dairy-based, organic is good, but grass-fed even better. I'll get to this in a minute. Why? Because dairy, whether it's in the form of milk, yogurt, any of that, comes from cows. If the cows are not organic or grass-fed, pasture-raised, they eat a strict GMO feed. So you're getting GMO milk in here and whey protein concentrate. You don't want that. But you guys, when they're putting artificial flavors in there and carrageenan. Carrageenan is an emulsifier derived from seaweed. It's known in studies to induce inflammation, and it's really ravaging to your gut and your intestines. I also believe there was sucralose in here. They're putting fake sugar, the bad fake sugar. You'll see good fake sugar like monk fruit or erythritol in some of these. Sucralose is another word for Splenda. Really bad for your gut. So even though it has 30 grams of protein, not something I want you to buy. But a lot of people like to gain weight and they ask me if Ensure is okay. And you know what? Even though my mom used to take this when she was battling MS, she died 5 years ago, it's not something I'd want you to put in your body. And I didn't know about this stuff back then. But we look here. Once again, same kind of stuff. Natural and artificial flavors and carrageenan and sucralose. This is so bad for your gut, you guys. And the reason they're doing it, so they have 0 grams of added sugar, but I'd rather that be in the form of monk fruit or erythritol, which leads us to, in my opinion, the best quality dairy-based protein drink on the market is from Garden of Life. I did talk about Garden of Life in the vitamin review video for multivitamins last week. If you haven't seen that, watch that when it's done. A lot of people said, hey, but Garden of Life got bought by Nestle last year or a couple of years ago. Isn't that bad? It's bad if a big company like a Nestle or a Kraft buys out the smaller guys and then changes everything to cut corners. This is not the case. They just want it under their umbrella of their company. They haven't changed anything. So this is really important because it's one of the only ones on the market that use grass-fed dairy. That's best in class. They never eat grain, the cows do. It's 100% pasture-raised. But look at how small the ingredient list is here. This is what you want to see, friends. Grass-fed milk protein. How do they get sweetened in there? Organic, non-GMO erythritol. The only ingredient I don't like is natural flavor, but every single protein drink on the market has it, so we're gonna have to live with it. But look at these macros here. 26 grams of grass-fed protein. How about the carbs? 8 total minus the sugar, alcohol, 1 net carb. This is what you want to get. It's on Amazon. I'll put the link down below, including all the Bobby approved ones. They also have it at Target. Like Target's the only store out there that has this. So this is fantastic. I love to see this. They also make one of the best in class plant-based ones too. Another brand on the market is Iconic. And right here it says grass-fed, which is great. But when we look at the ingredients, which are very small, so we got to punch in there, it's not quite as clean as Garden of Life. Now, instead of using erythritol, they're using blue agave. Now, while that is a paleo sweetener that's way better than sugar, agave has the same amount of fructose as cane sugar, which is why I haven't been using it now for over a year. They have the natural flavors like everyone else. Unlike Garden of Life, they are adding the high oleic sunflower oil. High oleic is good. It's a healthier fatty acid profile. But unless it says expeller pressed, it could be highly processed, and I don't really want to have too many oils and emulsifiers when I don't have to put them in my body. And this one is sweetened with monk fruit and stevia, which is way better than the sucralose. And the macros are good. But for my money, I'm going with the Garden of Life. Okay, this is really what you want to get. Now, say you want something that's like a casual drink in the morning, in between breakfast and lunch, and you want some protein. Bulletproof is really, really cool because they make a zero sugar collagen protein. So if you look at the macros here, there's 15 grams of protein coming from grass-fed collagen. Grass-fed collagen, while it's not a complete branched chain amino acid, it still does have some good amino acids in there with grass-fed butter, MCT oil, and cold brew coffee. This is a great way, even though it has natural flavors, they all do, like I said, to get a coffee fix with protein that actually sustains your hunger. So if you drink this with like a healthy breakfast, you won't get hungry because the caffeine has a slower release and it really satiates your hunger. So I would go, like I said, with Garden of Life. That's the way to go. If you want something that's not really a post-workout, do the Bulletproof. Before we go to plant-based, there is one other really good grass-fed one. It's Orgain Organic Grass-Fed. Once again, it's not as clean as the Garden of Life, but if you can find this, it's way better than any of the other ones we talked about, better than Iconic because it's grass-fed, much, much cleaner. Now that we know what to look for with dairy, let's go to plant-based. Plant-based, once again, you want to make sure it's a good organic source of protein, no added cane sugar, and look at the other ingredients. So we look at something actually, here we go, here it is. This is one of the best ones I found at Whole Foods. It's Organic Orgain Plant-Based Protein Shake. And we look at the ingredients here, just a few. I do love to see that. It's got organic erythritol. It does have a little bit of that sunflower oil, but it's not bad. We look at the protein right here, 21 grams of protein. Where does that protein come from? Let's see, pea protein. Now, it is important that it's organic because a lot of these plant-based ones will come from peas, rice protein. They can score high in heavy metals, and no one really talks about that, and no one releases their heavy metal listings or counts. But if you get organic, it tends to be a little lower in the heavy metal, which is why I don't really like the ones that are non-organic. So this is an organic one. The best one though, for my money, like I talked about earlier, if you go on Amazon, is the Garden of Life plant-based shake. It's even cleaner than the Orgain one. And the only negative is the natural flavors, but they have fantastic ingredients, no added sugar. So I wouldn't get anyone with cane sugar. If we look at a couple other plant-based ones, this is a very popular one. Only What You Need, OWYN. Look at the ingredients here. They use a combination of pea and pumpkin seed and flax oil. I do like that combination there, but we keep looking down, there's organic cane sugar there. And it's really weird because they're using a fantastic salt and they're using monk fruit. Why they're using cane sugar to the tune of 4 grams per bottle, which is a teaspoon of sugar, I have no idea. So if this were actually sugar-free, I'd still have issues too because the protein is not organic. You really have to go for the organic blend there. One of the best ones at the grocery store actually is this company, Rebel. They make a drink protein and non-protein, but this is a hazelnut protein drink. Look at these ingredients here. I mean, you never see these kind of ingredients anywhere else. So it's non-dairy based, so it's coconut milk, pea protein, hazelnut butter, organic coconut sugar, so it's paleo. But look at this, ashwagandha, Himalayan pink salt, and functional mushrooms. How much protein? 18 grams. 16 grams. This is super, super clean. Now, if you want a slightly lower carb count, they also make a Rebel Keto here. They don't call it protein because the protein's a little less here. The protein is 10 grams. But look at these ingredients, you guys. Organic pea protein, maca, and they're using, instead of coconut sugar, pure stevia. 11 total carbs minus 7 grams of fiber, 4 net carbs. Really, really great. And listen, the same is true for a lot of other plant-based ones. They're good, but they're not organic, which means they could be better. So I got this Vigo one, not bad, not organic. The Muscle Milk plant-based, not organic. Evolve, not organic. Kauai, not organic. Actually, I've been wanting to try this hazelnut one. Now, here's what I would also do. Say it again?
Shake it well. Like
oh yeah, that's right.
More than you think.
It says shake a lot, like more than you think. Art remembers. Thank you, Art. That wasn't good enough. Now, if you're looking for something that'll really pack on the weight, I wouldn't get something like an Ensure. Here's what I would do. I would make my own smoothie at home and then go on Amazon and get something called Garden of Life grass-fed butter powder. It's pure butter powder. It's amazing. That's delicious. Really, really good. They have it in Whole Foods and Sprouts. Make your own smoothie at home with like plant-based protein powder. Let me show you one of my favorite right here. Because I get a lot of people emailing me asking how to gain healthy weight. The Four Sigmatic or the Garden of Life raw protein. Make a smoothie with this. I add almond milk, almond butter, a little bit of frozen banana, and raw cacao. Add a scoop of the grass-fed butter powder. There is your weight gaining smoothie. Better than anything you can buy on the market. But if you're just looking for a protein drink, those are the ones that I talked about I would go for. Once again, all Amazon links down below. I would get this too. This is delicious with a little bit of that coconut sugar. Dino. So guys, let me know what other videos you want to see. You are the greatest source of ideas that I get, so please leave comments down below. Like, subscribe, share. The only way the channel keeps growing is by you spreading that big old love. But Art and I will see you soon. Until then, we say unto you like we always do. Hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and peace. Oh, let me try this Rebel Keto one now. Oh, I got to shake it very well.
Does it say to shake it better than you think?
It actually just says shake a lot. Not better than you think. Ooh, that's good too. Dang, these guys are crushing life.